So I have to say a line, it would make her laugh. I would often be off camera doing something that wasn't the line to make her laugh. So I started this whole fart noise, which actually made it into the movie, where we're at the funeral of her father, and I lift the bear's leg up, you know, and it was a noise or a thing that I kept doing in order to make her laugh during scenes. So there's a little fun tidbit for you.
Brilliant. That's all I have to say. All right, next question.
I'm a huge fan of Peaky Blinders. It's quite a different role for you. So, first of all, who did you really enjoy working with alongside in Peaky Blinders?
Honestly, I had never heard Oswald Mosley before stepping into the shoes. I got a call saying, would you be interested in playing a part in Peaky Blinders? And I'd watched 2 episodes before and was a big fan, but wasn't able to keep up with it. And then becoming a dad, I lost my way and started watching children's TV and never looked back. But then I got this offer to read and to consider playing this part, this villainous character. I then watched the entire first 4 series in like 2 days. Like I was addicted. And I knew from that moment, I'd always been a fan of Cillian Murphy, but I knew watching him do that part and play Tommy Shelby was going to be one of the highlights of my life and career. And honestly, meeting him in person, he is as wonderful and as talented as you imagine him to be. He's incredibly welcoming. He made the entire experience for me very, very easy and very warm and enjoyable. But watching him stepping up, he's obviously very Irish like in life, and then watching him just turn into Tommy Shelby was a terrible accent. So, watching him do that, and then I think one of my first scenes was with him, with Paul Anderson as Arthur and Michael. You know, so I had to walk into the scene. They purposely hadn't introduced me to any of the boys, because they wanted them to kind of be like, who is this guy, who is this guy? So I had to walk in and kind of give them all a dirty look like the devil. And so that was sort of an enjoyable, I mean, working with those guys was just amazing. Watching them do their thing was just incredible. Thank you very much.
People queuing up, people queuing up behind, please. Silent Woman and Heartstopper. Hello? Please lower the volume a little bit. We can't hear ourselves. Thank you. Squish.
There's so many actors and actresses and directors that I would love to work with in the future. I mean, as obvious as like Spielberg and Scorsese to DiCaprio and Christian Bale. I mean, it's strange because it's very rarely an actor who I admire. It's usually a performance, or it's usually a piece of work by a specific director. And everyone, in my experience so far, every director, every actor I've worked with offers such different things that there's no sort of set directional path I see myself going on. To talk a little about like some people my own age or like a younger generation I hugely admire, the Heartstopper gang, for example, you know, it's something that they're creating such a incredible TV that is so relevant and so outside the ordinary kind of realms of it's not just bog standard TV and film anymore. I feel like people are pushing the boundaries. So I feel like actually for me, a lot of the people that I really would love to work with are people that are coming up, not that are already out there. People who don't exist yet, people who are wanting to be artistic and to kind of challenge society in new ways. So what these guys are doing is incredible. And just getting to know them today for the first time, they're all as wonderful, and I'm sure a lot of you have met them. So grounded and happy to be here, excited about the future. And that is what is kind of amazing about the future of our world and society. I feel that people have a louder voice and a willingness and a want to kind of push boundaries. So yeah, fingers crossed I have the opportunity to work with those guys or anyone kind of in that realm. There's nothing better than a romantic comedy. It makes you cry, it makes you laugh, it makes you feel something. And usually they're very relevant and relatable to you, and you kind of go, oh my god, I've been through a breakup like that. Or I find that, honestly, the lightheartedness, the general lightheartedness of those sorts of movies and that genre of movie are something I thoroughly enjoy, which is why I keep going back. It's you know, you hear these stories about choosing one for you and one for them and one for you. Like, the romantic comedies is not just for you, it's for me as well. Like, it's what I love to do, and I love the feeling of falling in love and going through that time and time again is very enjoyable. Yeah, thank you. So it's nice to finally kind of give back to the people who make my job a joy.
Alright, so another question.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. Oh, wow, okay. I think you have to make deuxième. Il est juste là.
So, Love Rosie is one of my favorite films.
I didn't give information by phone.
So, I just wanted to ask you, what's like a good memory you have from filming that movie? And especially
So, I mean, Love Rosie was gosh, this was going on over 10 years ago now. So, honestly, I think the whole process was good. I think I shot all of my things, all of my stuff, all my scenes in like 3 weeks. And honestly, getting to know Lily, and part of the audition process was all these sort of chemistry games and things that we do. I remember we had to like stare at each other and inch away from each other's faces and say something nice about the other's face or features or something we noticed about them that they wouldn't normally hear or say themselves. And I think through that process we kind of got to know each other. And she's obviously such a delight and such a wonderful actress. Hearing her nail the